Hello everyone, this is Gindas78 and I just want to talk a little bit about Hellboy and about the upcoming patch, the November balance patch. So we had some nerfs and some buffs. Some of them I think that were very necessary, but some of them I think that need a better buff or a better nerf. So let's talk a little bit about Swamp Thing. Swamp Thing is a character that I have been playing a lot. Swamp Thing's pretty cool. I like the design and I like the way he moves. But he struggles a lot against the top tier, especially the zoners in the game. So now Swamp Thing had three major buffs. The first one is that one that if you are standing in your trait, some of your moves receive armor. I think it was the standing tree and the anti-air move. I don't know how it's called. It's the down back and two. Now if you do this move and you are above the trait, above the garden, you have one hit of armor. I think it's a good change. Not excellent change, not something awesome, but to help, especially when people are trying to pressure you, and to apply pressure in the corner especially. I think would be a good change. The second change is that the log kick, I don't know if that's the name of the move, it's a safe move. That's a big change for Swamp Thing. Now we can do that combo with Ford 1-3 and we can finish the combo with the log kick and will be safe for Swamp Thing. It will help a lot against characters that are trying to get out of range, and you can even do at point blank and make it safe. So it's pretty good move. And the third buff that I think was the best one is that one that you can do the back 4-3 move, that move that if you meter burn launches opponent now goes I don't know if full screen, but it covers a long distance in the screen. This will help a lot, especially against zoners. It will be pretty cool, but we have to wait to test it to see if it's how it's going to fit in the Swamp Thing gameplay. Another character that had some buffs was Joker. I was expecting some buffs with his trait. In my opinion, his trait is one of the worst in the game, but they didn't do anything. But they gave Joker overhead attack now. Now Joker has an overhead attack. It's not a fast overhead, but it's always good to have another option to mix up your game. He has a wake up move now. It even hits from behind, and his gunshots are better. They have a better recovery time. So I think it will help Joker. It won't make him a lot better, but it will make him a better character in the game for sure. Okay, another two characters that had some changes were Poison Ivy and Cyborg. Cyborg now has a low attack. He can meter burn with delay, even with his uppercut. I don't know how it's called. And Poison Ivy has a wake up move now. I don't know if those changes are very good for them. I don't play those characters, I don't know their frame data and their moves, but let's see how it's gonna be when people that play them gonna actually evaluate if those changes are good or bad. So I don't know how good it's going to be after those changes. Another two characters that had some considerable changes were Firestorm and Scarecrow. I think Firestorm, from other characters, he had the better buffs. Now he has a long range chargeable back 3. He can charge his trait. He has a better jump 2. Now for me, Firestorm was a good character. He had some weak points, but he was a good character overall. It gives him a lot of trouble against my Bane, and now it gives even more. So let's see how it's going to be after the patch. when he faced all those firestorms. And the Scarecrow, he had a nerf with his poison gas, scare gas, fear gas, I don't know what it's called. Now it's going to scale to increase the damage, but you have to stay close to your opponent. So if you hit your opponent for the first time with the poison gas, the fear gas, and you stay away from him, you're going to lose his damage if you get closer to him again. So it will hurt some of the Scarecrow damage. I think it will be harder to chip the enemy out. So some Scarecrow players, like I do, sometimes I play for him. And if your opponent has just a little bit of health, you just teleport and you kill him with the fear gas. And they buffed the teleport. Now he has a faster teleport. I think some frames are invincible to projectiles. So we have to wait and see against zoners how it's going to be. But I think it might be a good change for Scarecrow.
So then we're going to talk about Captain Cold.
Yes, another character that had some buffs, a damage buff, was Blue Beetle. Blue Beetle is a pretty fun character. I don't know how to play him. For me, it's impossible to do that resets and restands and all those crazy shenanigans that Blue Beetle does. But I think he's a pretty fun character, and now with the damage buff, people are going to use him more, learn new techs, and we can see him in tournaments and even online much more. And now let's talk about the fun part. Oh, one more thing. They didn't say anything about Bane, so I think Bane didn't have any kind of nerf or buff. Maybe some changes, minor changes in some frame data, but nothing that we need to worry about it. So let's go to the fun part. Batman nerf. That was by far the best part in the stream. So they nerf Batman's meter when he's throwing that endless bat ranks like Forever King do when he's playing in tournaments, and like a lot of people do online. And that shot had the same treatment, so they gain meter in a slower pace now. That's pretty good. Another thing that the mechanical bats have a longer cooldown. It was 9 seconds each bat, now I think it's 12 seconds. It will help a little bit against Batman, because with those bats, those mechanical bats, he can make a lot of his attacks safer. He can apply endless pressure. He can start a combo at full screen. It was just too good. And they said something about his hitbox with the jump too. So I'm expecting less cross-ups, not anymore of that no-brain jumping around and hitting you when you're crouching or when you are by far. That was stupid, and I think to be much better for you when you're facing Batman. Another character that had some nerfs was Captain Cold, for my surprise. Now his ice puddle stays not that long. I think it was 5 seconds, now it's 3, something like this. His globe, his ice globe also has less time in the screen.
It still has a decent recovery where you're not going to be teleporting on projectiles and then fully punishing people, but you're at least going to be behind them and not be as negative as you were before, so you can then start playing.
Okay, let's talk about Hellboy now. I think Hellboy is a mix of a grappler and a brawler. I would say more of a brawler than a grappler. He has 2 command grabs. One of them is a anti-air grab, and the other one is a grab that you do standing on the ground. It's a high. A grab being a high doesn't make it too strong because your opponent can duck and you don't have too many tick throws. out of it, like Sub-Zero's command grab. So I think Hellboy will shine with the brawler side of him. He has some quick charge moves and that leaping attack that you can cancel in the air. It has an air dash. You can do that punching thing after the leaping move, and you can cancel into a normal move and do a combo. I think that's pretty strong. His neutral game seems pretty good too. His normals are slow, as you expect, as a big guy, but it has a good range. He has a string, a combo string that starts with a low attack. It will help a little bit, and he doesn't have overhead. But I think he's visually, he looks pretty good. I like the last gear that they show in the stream. It was pretty nice, and I just can't wait to play as Hellboy. And of course, we have the Samaritan, his weapon. Of course, Hellboy is not a zoner, but I think it will help him just to check his opponent and to mix up your shooting with your leaping attacks and that shoulder bash. Hellboy's trait seems pretty fun, especially the Doomsday Armor and the other one that gives you damage. There are the two options that reduce damage taken and brings you from the dead in the second round. I don't think they'll be so useful as the first two options. And they didn't show how much frames to activate the buff and the trait, sorry, and how long is the cooldown. So we can expect with this frame data to see if you can activate during a combo or what kind of setups we can do with this trait. I will not talk about his gear moves. I will hardly ever use it. I try to stick to ranked matches and competitive versus. So when the abilities are available, I will try them, but it won't be something that I will rely on it. Now we have to wait until next week for Hellboy's release. Until then, I will post some Bane gameplay videos and some other videos about Injustice 2. And what do you guys think about Hellboy and about the upcoming nerfs and buffs? I hope you guys enjoyed the video and have a good one.